So everyone moving to Atlanta hears about Buckhead, Midtown, Decatur, Sandy Springs. But there's a neighborhood inside the perimeter, 10 minutes from downtown, where you can still find a single-family home in the 300s and 400s and walk to bars, restaurants, and live music on the same street. It's called East Atlanta Village, and honestly, it might be the best-kept secret in the city right now. Hey, I'm Christa Coore-Powell, Atlanta Realtor with eXp Realty. And on this channel, Atlanta Real Estate Insider, we make sure you know what the listing is not telling you. So today we're doing a full tour of East Atlanta Village, who it's for, what it actually costs, and things that nobody mentions until you've already moved in. So let's get into it. First, let's get the geography clear because people confuse this all the time. Atlanta Village, EAV, if you want to sound local, is not East Atlanta, the broad area. East Atlanta Village, EAV, is a specific walkable commercial district that is centered around Flat Shoals and Glenwood Avenue. It sits about 3 miles southeast of downtown, just south of I-20, and it's sandwiched between Grant Park to the west and Kirkwood to the north. The neighborhood proper includes the village and the residential streets that surround it. Now, what makes EAV different from every other Intown neighborhood? Simple. It still has soul, right? This is not a developer-built, master plan community. East Atlanta Village grew organically around a working class intersection that turned into one of the city's best entertainment districts. So bars, the music venues, you have the Earl, you have 529, Argosy. These are all institutions. And if you want craft cocktails and white tablecloths, you're gonna go to Buckhead. If you want a neighborhood bar where the bartender actually knows your name and there's live music on a Tuesday, that's EAV. And the housing stock reflects that. So you've got a mix of 1920s bungalows, mid-century ranches, 90s infill, and new construction dotted throughout the neighborhood. It is not cookie cutter. 2 houses next to each other might be 40 years apart in age and $100,000 apart in price, which I feel like is the charm, but also the complexity, right? So let's talk about price, because this is where EAV gets interesting. As of early 2026, you can still find a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home in East Atlanta Village in the high 300s to mid 400s. If you're going to compare that to the city of Decatur, where you're looking at 600 plus for the same square footage, or Grant Park, where you're competing in the 6s and 7s, EAV is one of the last in-town neighborhoods where a first-time home buyer or a young family can get in without selling a kidney. Condos and townhomes in EAV, limited inventory, but you can find 2-bedroom units in the 200s to low 300s. Rentals are roughly running $1,600 to $2,400 a month, depending on size and proximity to the village. So the rent versus buy math, it's better here than almost anywhere else inside the perimeter because purchase prices haven't caught up to the lifestyle just yet. All right, so let's talk about schools because I know somebody's going to ask. East Atlanta Village feeds into Atlanta Public Schools. The elementary school options include Burgess Peterson Academy and Parkside Elementary. From middle and high school, you're looking at King Middle and Maynard Jackson High. And these are not Decatur City schools, so I'm going to be honest with you. If schools are your number one priority and you're not open to charter or private options, EAV's school pyramid is something you need to research carefully. But a lot of EAV families make it work, and the neighborhood has a strong parent community, the commute. EAV to downtown Atlanta, 10 minutes. EAV to Midtown, 15 minutes. EAV to the airport, 15 to 20 minutes. And you're taking service streets, not the connector, which means you're avoiding the worst of Atlanta highway traffic. And that proximity to the airport and downtown, to me at least, is a huge advantage that people sleep on, the vibe. So East Atlanta Village is eclectic. It is where my people with big personalities go, and I love it. It's a little gritty in the best way. You've got tattoo shops next to coffee shops, next to a James Beard recognized restaurant. The East Atlanta Strut, the farmers market, the Halloween parade. This neighborhood shows up for itself. And if you want a neighborhood with personality, where people actually know their neighbors, where you can walk to a show and walk home, EAV delivers that in spades. Now the trade-offs. Honest truth. Trade-off number 1, schools, which we covered. Fine. Trade-off number 2 is inventory, because EAV is small and demand has been growing, because it's a pretty cool spot, to be fair. Homes are moving fast. So if you see something that you like, you're going to need to be ready. A pre-approval letter in hand and a realtor who knows the neighborhood. You cannot sleep on a listing in EAV right now and expect it to be there next week. Trade-off number 3. It is still what I would consider a transitioning area. So one block might be full of fully renovated homes at $400,000, and the next block might have rentals and homes that have not been updated since the Clintons. That block by block variability is part of the character, right? But it also means you need to walk the specific street you're buying on at different times of day to really know what you're getting. So who is East Atlanta Village actually for? EAV is for the buyer who wants in-town living, wants walkable nightlife and neighborhood character, and is willing to trade some school district prestige and polish for a much better price point. It's for the buyer who would rather have a $400,000 bungalow with a 5-minute walk to live music than a $600,000 house with a 30-minute drive to anything fun. It's for creatives, young professionals, first-time buyers, and people who actually want to live in Atlanta, not just sleep here and drive everywhere else. Now, if East Atlanta Village sounds like your vibe, or if you're trying to figure out which in-town neighborhood actually fits your budget and your life, I've got the Atlanta Home Buyer Blueprint linked below. It walks you through the exact neighborhood comparison framework I use with my clients. We're talking the price bands, commute times, school tiers, and the real lifestyle factors the listings don't mention. Grab it using the link below. And if you're serious about making a move, book a free buyer strategy call with me. Remember my rule: date the neighborhood before you marry it. Strategy, not stress. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.